Hi everybody, welcome to Caketastic Cakes. It's Jen and I'm going to show you today how I decorated this cake to turn it into a black and gold marbled masterpiece. So let's begin. Alright, I've already got my cake. It was a 3-tiered cake. I have it crumb coated already. It's sitting in the fridge getting nice and chill. It's chillaxing, you might even say. And now I have taken it out after it's nice and set, and I'm rolling out some white fondant. This is fondant. It is not gum paste, so I'm getting out of my zone here a little bit because fondant, of course, is for covering the cakes. A lot of you already know that, but in case you didn't, that's just why I'm mentioning it. Now I rolled out my white nice and thin. I cut that straight line that you saw. I just use a pizza cutter that I had in my drawer because I do this all out of my own kitchen. And I use whatever I have around to just make it work. So I stuck the piece that I just randomly kind of cut onto the side of the cake and I'm just smoothing it up nice and even. Now I'm cutting off the extra around the top edge so it will have a nice flat top still. And I'm using my X-Acto knife to do it. And now I am cutting just kind of wavy lines down the one side, and I'm going to do it again down the other side because I realized I had way too much white fondant on the cake. I only wanted a little bit of it showing. Now I'm taking some of my black fondant here that I have made, and I colored it myself so it's kind of extra loose and extra soggy because when you make certain colors like black or red, or even if you're going for a nice rich blue, you got to use a lot of food coloring and it really kind of soggies up the works. However, once I let it sit a little bit, I rolled it out, roll it over my cake, but I don't go all the way. See how I rolled it from the back so that it went up to the white and then I just left it kind of flopped over? Now I'm using my X-Acto knife to cut off the extra that's covering the white kind of as quickly as I can because this fondant is heavy. The weight of it is causing the rest of the fondant to kind of pull on the edge there, and I really want to minimize any type of cracking or pulling that might occur because of it as much as possible. So that's why I am tucking in my sides as quickly as I can, and I'm going to get rid of the extra weight as quickly as I can. So I'm using my pizza cutter once again to cut off the nice neat edge around the sides and the back and just pull off the back. And I don't know if you noticed the little bit of white there stuck to the black fondant. That's powdered sugar. Because what I do is I powder sugar my cake plates before I put the fondant on, and that way it doesn't stick to the cake plate, because I've had that happen a lot until I figured this out, and it's kind of a pain, and now I avoid the whole thing. Okay, back to my trimming though. Now I'm taking my X-Acto knife and I'm just going along the sides of the white fondant and black fondant, but I want a little bit of the black fondant to overhang, so I have kind of a rough lip coming out over the white fondant. It's a little bit raggedy because it does tear a little bit because I am trying real quick to just get it done so that it doesn't pull too much. And see those rough edges? I'm just kind of going along and smoothing them and pinching, and I just cut a little bit away at a time because if you cut too much, you're kind of in trouble. But you can always cut more away, so just cut a little at a time until you get it to the right distance that you're happy with, and you have a nice little lip that kind of sticks out over the top. Now, got a nice little lip going, everything's nice and smooth. Get rid of those little wrinkles as best you can. I'm using my hand here. I know it looks like, I don't know, I'm like hitting myself in the face with the paddle or the fondant smoother or something. I had a towel on my shoulder that I was wiping it off because it was still a little sticky. So anyway, yes, I am now using some black food coloring that I mixed with a tiny bit of water, so it's pretty darn thick. It's mostly the gel food coloring still. And a paintbrush, and I am just painting, as you see, some lines just randomly here and there. And now I'm using a thicker paintbrush that's dry, and I'm going over it. I'm just brushing over what I painted on there, and I'm just blending it in. So it's going to get a little streaky, and it's going to fade the parts that I painted on first and lighten them up. But that's okay, because it's just kind of given the marble effect I was looking for. And I have never really tried to paint on marble effect before. I'm pretty happy with how this came out. I kind of wish I had done less straight lines and maybe some more wiggly lines, you know, more branching and veining rather than just striation. But, you know, live and learn, right? So not too bad for a first attempt, but I'm still sharing with you because I feel like the result was good. The overall effect was good. Now I've got a little bit more of my gold on that brush, and I mixed it with a touch of clear alcohol, edible alcohol. I didn't have vodka. I forget what I used. Something else that I had that was clear and cheap, and I didn't mind giving up and sacrificing. And I'm mixing in my powdered gold shimmer with it, in order to create the paint that I am now painting over that edge, that little black, the black edge of my fondant. And that was why I wanted a little bit of a lip to show, just so it kind of made it stand out a little bit more. So I'm going over the entire length of that black lip there. So I'm going, the way it was cut, it's, you know, got a little thickness to it. So I'm going along that flat edge that sticks out. I went all the way down the one side. Now I'm doing the same thing all the way down the other side. And I'm just keep going over it and over it again and again to get it as thick as I can, so it looks nice and bright and shiny. And I just really like how it looked. I was very happy with how this was coming out so far. So again, I take it all the way down on the other side. And then I'm like, yeah, okay, that looks good. But I didn't feel like it had enough gold showing. So what I'm doing here is I'm just brushing along the top edge of the seam. And that just makes it stick out, you know, gives the gold a little bit more presence. It makes it a little bit thicker of a gold line so it shows more. It's a little more shiny, catches more light this way, so it doesn't have to be quite the right angle. And again, I did it all the way down and around both sides. And now you can see I'm just cleaning up my cake plate a little bit, checking it out. I was just very happy with it. Now I'm going to add a little bit more. I just take a big, fat, nice dry brush, taking some dry gold powder, not adding any of the water, the alcohol to it. And I'm just kind of dusting over the white and black marble part there just to give it a little more gold effect. Now I've taken some gold beads, and I wasn't really sure what I should do with the black part. I felt like it needed some kind of gold mixed in. So I was just kind of winging it here. I had some gold beads that matched the shade of the gold powder I was using, and I just stuck them in kind of here and there in little clusters and constellation and patches all over the cake, just to kind of see what it would do. I don't know, it's not quite a geode effect, but it kind of looked neat, and I felt like, okay, this isn't too bad. And also you get points if you saw some of the shadows moving around in the background, because I don't normally shoot at this angle because my children are like wanderlusters, and all they do is drift around in the kitchen and see what I'm doing and see if they can eat cake scraps. And so with the power of editing, you did not get to see my children walk through my shoot about 18 times. Yes, 18 times. They were oh, there they go. 19 times. I just missed one. So anyway, I'm going back over all those beads I put in. I put them all around, and I put them a little bit on the top too. And I felt like it still wasn't quite enough, so I'm just taking some dry gold dust again and just kind of dusting over the beads that I put in. So now they're kind of sitting in their little clouds of gold shimmer, as well as being shimmery themselves. Okay, for one final touch, I felt like it needed some decorations on top, so I just made some random shapes. I had one piece of white gum paste, and this is gum paste because I want it to dry and be able to stand and support itself. So I can't use fondant for this. Of course, you could always use fondant, asterisk, in case you decide, yes, I'm going to use fondant. Mix it with some Tylose or CMC powder, then it will stick or stand and dry hard. Otherwise, use gum paste. And I just cut a random shape out of the white that I rolled out, painted on some black just like before and blended it, dusted on some gold just like before, just to kind of make it all matchy-matchy. I have some gold gum paste that I rolled out nice and thin. Just, again, cutting out a couple random shapes, like, who cares? Just kind of something fun. But you got to be careful. Well, you don't have to be careful. I was trying to avoid getting too Great Gatsby-ish with it because, you know, if you've ever taken a Great Gatsby cake order, it's all about the gold and the black. So, yes, I was trying to avoid that. So I could just cut a couple random shapes. I'm painting some gold dust on there. This time I'm using a little bit of alcohol to make it actually more like a paint. Brushing it on there, gonna put them aside and let them dry. Let them dry overnight. Now I've got some black gum paste, not fondant, this is gum paste. Once again, cutting out a random shape, and I'm doing different heights as well, so it'll be a little more interesting looking too. Different heights, different shapes, different sizes, whatever. Although all the same thickness, I will say that. So I cut out this tall rectangle because I'm like, oh yes, I'm so clever, look at me. I'm going to paint some gold veins on this one. Oh ho ho. So that's what I did. I took some of the gold dust that I had mixed with a little alcohol to make into a paint and just painted a couple little ribbons on it, you know, hither and thither. And I gotta say, I liked how it looked. It kind of made me wish that maybe I had done it to the cake itself instead of the beads and the dust, but, you know, hindsight, right? So yeah, once I was happy with that, didn't go too overboard, put it aside, let it dry. Once they're dry, attach some cake sticks to them. They're just cake lollipop sticks you get in any old store, really. Walmart has them. And stick them in. They're all nice and stiff and hard, so they will stand up on their own. And here you can see the different heights, different shapes, overlap them, stagger them out so they kind of stand out from each other. They support each other. Got a couple more to stick in. Got my little guy there. Got my long pointy guy there. That's what he's called, long and pointy. And then my small and pointy. And there you go, one more to be a friend. And there you go, you got your lovely black and gold cake. So I hope you found this video helpful, or at least enjoyable, if not helpful. Please like and subscribe because it really does help me out. I've got a ton of other videos out there, so please take a moment and check those out. And as always, thank you for watching Caketastic Cakes.